Ask yourself, when was the last time that you went to a mall and just walked around? Not because you had a fixed destination in mind, but just to browse. If you can't remember, don't worry, you're not alone. This shift in consumer behavior has been observed by others and is reflected in the headline from Forbes titled, "How to Survive the Retail Apocalypse." And while this title is a little bit over the top and focused on generating clicks, a quick look at a major newspaper will show that the topic of retail has been getting more and more attention. With predictions of doom and gloom all around, you would be forgiven for thinking that maybe you could find a good parking spot at the mall this weekend. And while the retail slump hasn't hit all businesses or areas in the same way, there are a couple of generally agreed upon reasons for how retail got itself into this mess. The most common explanation for the death of retail is that people have shifted their shopping behavior online, especially towards Amazon. Statista shows that from 2004 to 2017, Amazon's worldwide net sales revenues jumped from a little under $7 billion to over $177 billion. The Atlantic estimates that half of all U.S. customers are now subscribed to Amazon Prime, which represents valuable repeat customers for the online giant. But it's not just the traditional online categories which are doing well. The largest e-commerce category is now apparel, which was once considered the heart of retail. Add to this that mobile buying has been easier than ever, and it's no wonder that retail has been in a tailspin. But retail has also played a role in its own demise, especially in the US. The numbers of malls grew twice as fast as the population between 1970 and 2015. Compared with other developed countries, this is an area where North America has definitely stood out. However, what goes up must come down, and the Great Recession had the effect of taking the wind out of the sails of retail. The real estate research firm Cushman & Wakefield estimated that mall visits declined by 50% between 2010 and 2013. The final explanation for the shift in retail is generally summed up as a shift in consumer preferences towards experiences. As more people shift their consumption patterns, retail, especially apparel and services, have suffered. This chart shows that this trend has been going on from as early as 1990 and continues to the present day. And while the Great Recession had an impact on overall consumer spending, there are some sectors that have shown a strong rebound. For example, as illustrated by the Federal Reserve Board, American consumers have been loosening up the purse strings when it comes to eating out. Since 2005, sales at food, services, and drinking places, represented by the red line, have grown at twice the pace of other retail spending. The Atlantic reported that 2016 was the year in which Americans spent more money in restaurants and bars than at grocery stores. So what should a retail business do? Should they just give up and call it a day? This white paper will dig into the ways in which technology has assisted online businesses to gain an edge over retail. We'll then look at how some of these same technological advances can be used by retail to help them start to fight back. Because sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. And finally, we'll wrap it up and take a look at some of the examples of the available technology and how it can be implemented today. The latest advances in technology have helped to push more consumers towards online shopping. But if used correctly, they can also help retail fight back and position themselves towards a more promising future.